person. Welcome, my dear friends. So, during hectic schedule, our eminent resource person, so is a strong dedication and determination. Our Dr. Deshaboyina Nagaraju Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government City College Autonomous, Nayapur, Hyderabad. Sir has joined. Please welcome, sir, and share your screen. Please start your session. Okay, it is clearly visible.
Okay. Good evening to all.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening to all.
Good evening,
All
sir.
lost friends of botany. Young and energetic aspirants. Very good evening to all. You know, we all discussed yesterday. The study of fungi is called as mycology.
Mycology, sir.
Mycology, myx means moles or mushrooms. That we studied. Who is the father of mycology? Michael is the father of mycology. We already discussed. And who is the father of modern mycology? Modern mycology. Anton de Bory. Okay. Who is the father of our Indian mycology?
Butler.
Butler. Okay. It means John Butler. Butler also father of plant pathology. You know the basic unit, structural unit of the fungi is
Hyphae.
Hyphae. Hypal networking structure is called as
Mycelium.
mycelium. Usually, most of the fungi having the mycelium. The mycelium, which fungi which have the mycelium, study about these mycelial structures is called as mycology.
Mycology.
Mycelial structure,
Mycology.
organisms that are mycology. Logy, study mycology. I already told you the two type of the fruiting body thallus structures are there now. Unicellular, holocarpic, and thallus-like structures, eucarpic. The whole body will become the fruiting body, that is holocarpic. In the whole body, some part of will become the vegetative, some part will become the reproductive. That is called as eucarpic fungi. That all the filamentous fungi. Hyphae is called as, what is the hyphae? The filamentous structure, tube-like structure or filamentous structure of the thallus. Okay, and the cenocytic thallus present in. Otherwise, multinucleate mycelium is called as
Phenocytics.
Phenocytic thalli present in
Valvax.
Zygomystes, Rhizopas, Mucor, okay, and then septa. Types of the septa also we discuss. Simple porous septa and
Doliphorus.
in Ascomycotina, simple porous septa is present. Simple porous septa present in Ascomycotina. The doliphorous septa are present in
Basidiomycetes.
all the basidiomycetes fungi having the doliphorous septa, which having the specific semi-permeable and semi-absorbable septa that having the two paranthrosomes, the swollen bodies, jar-like structures are called as paranthrosomes. We already discussed it. Only in the Asco and Basidiomycotina, in the remaining either in the Zygomycotina or in the Masticomycotina or even in the Deuteromycotina, there is no septa. You should remember. Cell wall, fungal cell wall is made up of it,
Chitin, sir.
chitin. But in the some oomycetes,
Cellulose.
the question in the oomycetes, the fungal cell wall is made up of it.
Cellulose.
Okay. And fungal stain is stain.
Blue. Cotton blue.
It absorbs the chitin, which having the cell wall, that cell wall chitin made up with the chitin, that chitin absorbed so that it is easily visible and easy to evaluate. Okay. And the dimorphic fungi also we discussed now. Two type of the structures it having the as like the filaments and also as a single cell organ.
Unicellular.
The holocarpic and eucarpic structures. Which one? Which fungi it shows the dimorphic? Histoplasma. Okay. And we also discussed homokaryotic and heterokaryotic mycelium. That means the mycelium contain genetically identical nuclei that are homokaryotic, genetically having the different genetic constants that are heterokaryotic mycelium. Okay. And we already discussed the difference between algae and fungi. Chlorophyllus,
Not present.
heterotrophic,
Algae.
Phallopites are algae. Echlorophyllus, heterotrophic,
Fungi.
Phallopites are
Fungi.
fungi. Okay. And then what we discussed, hypal modifications also we discussed, plectenchyma and prosenchyma. If it is tightly coiled mycelium, is called as the fungi. The mycelium is tightly coiled.
Pseudomonas. Pseudoparenchyma.
Parenchyma or pseudoparenchyma. Okay. And prosenchyma, that means it's loosely packed. If it is loosely packed, that is prosenchyma. If it is tightly packed, that is
Pseudoparenchyma.
okay. And if it is a root-like structure, that is rhizoma.
Rhizoma.
Present in I already told you which one? The Armillaria amelia, flying agaric. Flying agaric. Which among is the flying agaric? Armillaria, agaricus, Valvaria, pleurotus.
Armillaria.
Area is the flying agaric. Okay. It have the it shows the illumination. Okay. Light, it gives the light. The sclerosome already we saw said hard globo structures of the fruiting bodies. If it having that is sclerosium. That is there in the claviceps purpurea. We already did. It caused the ergot disease. Ergot of Ray. And another more important is Hostorias. Hostorias, vesicle or finger-like projections, which useful to anchor and to absorb the nutrition from the host. Or Hostoria.
Storias.
Okay. Hostoria, which are there only in the parasitic fungi.
Yes,
Not in
sir.
the fungi, not in the symbionts. Okay. Especially in the parasitic fungi, Hostorias are present. That also most important. Hostorias are present in parasitic fungi,
Parasitic fungi.
symbiont. A special type of the structures which absorb the nutrition from the host in the fungi is
Astoria.
what is Hostoria. Okay. Rhizoid, root-like structures also, I already told you that is only in the primitive algae. That means in the Mascomycotina and Zygomycotina only. Okay, I already show you the root-like structure, that is rhizoma. Okay, and the sclerosium, hard tissues in the claviceps purpurea, and the sporangiospores, the special structure sporangiospores in the rhizopus and mucor, which having the spores. Sporangia sac, which having the spores, is called as sporangiospores. Special type of bisexual spores. Sporangiospores. Okay, and Astoria also has already shown. Already discussed the based upon the nutrition also we discuss in the saprophytes and parasites. Okay, saprophytes. What are the saprophytes?
Obligate para
Dead organic matter. If it
organ
observe the nutrition of dead organic matter, the plants or animals, that is saprophytes. Mucor, rhizopus, penicillium, aspergillus. Parasites. That means it takes food from the living plants, not the dead organic plant, living organisms. It may cause death, damage to the host. Okay. And again, we also discuss the types of the parasites and saprophytes. Obligate parasites means the question will raise like that: if fungi live only
survive.
is called as obligate parasite, facultative parasite, obligate saprophyte, facultative saprophytes. Obligate parasite. If it is survive only as a parasite,
Yes, sir.
if it can't survive as a saprophyte on the dead organic matter, if it survive only on the living organism, that is obligate parasite. Okay, example is Puccinia, Rivillaria. These are the example, best examples. You know the Puccinia, already told you, the Puccinia life cycle is very, very important. From the Puccinia, compulsory question from fungus type. Puccinia life cycle is called as, or otherwise macrocyclic life cycle is present in, or heteroecious life cycle is present in. Macrocyclic life cycle or
Hetero.
heteroecious life cycle present in Puccinia, Penicillium, Albugo.
Puccinius.
Like that, they ask the question. Puccinia. Okay. Which is the primary host? The Puccinia. Wheat.
Wheat.
Wheat is, you know, the Puccinia gramineae. Puccinia not only attack on the wheat, it also attack on jowar, bajra, and other plants also. Okay. Especially we discuss the Puccinia gramineae, which having the macrocyclic life cycle, or heteroecious. That means it depends on two hosts. Heteroecious, two houses. It having the two houses. Okay. One is the primary host. Second one is the secondary host or alternate host. Alternate hosts of the Puccinia is which one?
Barbary.
Barbary. Not barber. Okay, Barbary. Huh? And then where we are? Facultative parasites. Facultative parasites means usually these are the saprophytes. If the specific host is present, they also act as a parasite. That are called as facultative parasites. Fusarium, Pythium, Rhizoctonia.
Ectoparasite.
Sir,
Ah,
sir, if there is no host, what will happen, sir?
if
If there is no host in that, what will happen?
there is no host, they can modify their habitat, will become as a saprophyte. That are called as facultative parasites, facultative saprophytes. If the obligate parasite, if it is obligate parasite, suppose Puccinia, if there is no host, they can't survive. The spores will die. There is no chance of the next generation. Okay. There is a two chance. If it is the obligate parasite, if there is no host, they can't survive. They will die. If it is a facultative parasite, they can survive without the host as a saprophyte on dead organic matter. Whenever the again host available, then it will be act as a parasite. Have you understood? Have you understood? Who asked their question? Have you understood? Have you listened or not? Respond. We have no time to spend much. Huh? Okay, have you understood or not?
Yes, sir.
If obligate parasite, then it will die. If it is a facultative parasite, it can modify their food habit, will become as a saprophyte. Okay. If it is obligate parasite, it will die. No other chance. Okay. And then facultative saprophytes. I already told you. If it actually it is a parasite, but it also can survive as a saprophyte in absence of hosts. That's what I told you. And also the symbiont, lichens are the symbiont, are parasite, are saprophytes. Lichens we already discussed. No?
Symbionts.
And the other symbiotic nature of the fungi is mycorrhiza. Mycelium, which are associated with the roots. Fungi, fungal mycelium, which are associated with the roots, are called as mycorrhiza. Roots of higher plants. I already told you largest network of the mycelium is mycorrhiza. Then our mobile network, then our landline network, then our whatever it is the network, then our water network, then our water drainage network, whatever it is the network, the very largest network system which interconnect with the plants, microbes, earth, in the soil, in the earth, in the land. Okay, that is the largest network, is mycorrhizal network. Okay. And also another type of the fungi also are discussed. Predaceous fungi, that means which eat, which capture animals. That means especially mites, thrips, insects, beetles will be eaten by this fungi, that is Bavaria bassinia. Insectivorous fungi. And nematovorous fungi also is there. Nematoptera. You know, nematodes, usually nematodes are present in which area? Where it is? Don't know. The Tagetes and chrysanthemum. Root areas, the mostly nematodes are present. Banti, Chamanti. Okay, that's the other topic. We will discuss in the later another topic. Okay, the verticillium. What happened?
In chrysanthemum plants, we can found that you asked some question. Na?
Yeah, that's what I told you. Tagetes and chrysanthemum. You know the chrysanthemum.
In
We use
chrysanthemum
that.
plants and marigold plant is found.
Yeah.
It's
You know pyrethrin. Pyrethrin. That is the extract of chrysanthemum
Yes,
flower,
okay.
which we use as insecticide, pesticide, insecticide. That's why our the golden culture, we used to grow the marigold and chrysanthemum surroundings of our fields, whatever it is the field crops. But now no one is growing. they feel chrysanthemum marigold may cause further diseases. They don't know that much of the knowledge. The olden tradition culture cultivation method is best method. Now again we are going back to the organic cultivation. You know, organic cultivation, the olden days cultivation. Because of the green revolution, we lost so much of the fertility of soil, and fully fertilized, highly loaded fertilized pesticide food material we having. You know, the greenhouse globe, I mean, green revolution that caused so much of the damage. Though it caused for the production of high yielding, because of the green revolution, we lost so many varieties, so much of the germplasm, so much of the biodiversity. Again, we are go back to nature. Swami Vivekananda said, na, go back to nature. Like that, we are again recycling, going back in agriculture mode. You know, organic food, organic. Okay, that is the other topic. We are going to other topic. And you know, the reproduction types, the vegetative reproduction, fragmentation is the most common. Even in algae and fungi, the most common vegetative reproduction is the fragmentation. Wherever it cut, wherever it the damage of the thallus, the remaining thallus will become the new, remaining part will become the new thallus. You know, the fission, especially in the east, by budding. Moggalu todagatam antama, buds, by formation of the birds. Okay, and gemmas, you know the gemma.
Bryophyte లో ఉంటుంది.
Yeah, in the bryophytes. Even here in the some fungi also gemmas are there. Not the gemma cup, just gemmas are present. Okay. And as a sclerosia and as a rhizomorphs also. Whenever the adverse conditions, dry conditions, some of the fungi thallus will become modified into sclerosia. That means hard tissues or rhizomorph or root-like structure. To tolerate, to overcome the conditions. Okay. And you know, I already told you the zoosporic fungi. Which among is the zoosporic fungi? Myxomycota, Masticomycota, Zygomycota, Basidiomycota. Which one?
Masticomycota.
This fungi is called as zoosporic fungi. The only fungal group which having the flagella in their vegetative or in the reproductive structures, that is Masticomycota. In no other fungal group, either in Myxomycota or in the Eumycota, Masticomycota, Zygomycota, Ascomycota, Basidiomycota, Deuteromycota, no flagellas are present, except
Masticomycota.
except which
Masticomycota, sir.
Ascomycota. What to respond? If you respond, it will be interactive. If I only say it is a passive mode of teaching, you just
Okay, sir.
you just thrown your ears at outside. You just be as a statue. If you are not responding,
Okay.
that is no use. Okay. Now and then you have to respond. Then only your ear will be in your hand. Otherwise, it will be in hair. Okay. How do you want? Your ear want to be in air or your hand? Air, huh? Okay, most of the students' ears are in air. They don't respond. They don't hear at least. Okay.
Okay,
Let
my
it be.
dear friends, please respond to our resource person. Sir is asking you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Should
Yes, sir.
definitely.
Yes, sir. Sure, I will respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The juice fungi. Which among is the juice fungi? The
Must
most.
go.
Okay. Is the juice fungi. You know the juice flagella. The flagella types. Whiplash and tensile. Two types of the flagellas are present. The flagella are smooth. What type flagella it is?
9 plus 2.
What type?
Sir, repeat. Whiplash.
Type of the flagella. Whiplash, you know whiplash, korada.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
If it is hairy fibrous structure, that is tensile type. Fluoronematic, acronematic, and fluoronematic. Fluoronematic means with having the fibrils. Fibrils. If it having the fibrils, that is fluoronematic. Also called as tensile. Not pencil, tensile, tensile. Okay. You should remember the tensile type and whiplash type. That means acronematic type and fluoronematic type. Two type of the flagellas are present. Based upon the flagella only, mastigomyostis are divided into three classes, subclasses. Chytridiomyostis, hypocytridiomyostis, and oomyostis. In the flagella, only one flagella, that is whiplash type in the posterior side, that is chytridiomyostis. The flagella in the anterior side with the tensile, that is hypochytridiomyostis. The two flagella, both the flagellas are present, that is oomycetes fungi. Oomycetes. I already told you oomycetes fungi, cell wall is made up of it, cellulose. Okay.
Cellulose.
We also called as phycomycetes, as like algae. You know in a which group of algae flagellas are absent?
Rhodophysi.
Rhodophysi and only in the rhodophysi. How many
Xanthophysi.
groups of the algae are there?
Xanthophysi.
Xanthophysi.
I think chlorophysis, sir.
Chlorophysi. Chlorophysi. Flagellas are absent, huh?
Only in rhodophysi the flagellas are absent.
Rhodophysi and
Cyanophysi.
Cyanophysi.
Blue green
What
algae.
is this? Flagellas are absent in the remaining chlorophysi, Pheophysi,
Remaining 9 classes.
Dinophysi, Euglenidae. These all remaining 9 classes it having the flagella, except Rhodophysi and Cyanophysi. You know, Rhodophysi the eukaryotic, Cyanophysi is prokaryotic.
Blue green algae, Cyanophysis.
Primitives.
Which one is the prokaryotic algae?
Cyanophysis.
Cyanophysi algae is called as prokaryotic algae. We also call it as cyanobacteria. Why?
Blue green algae.
Like a bacteria. Cell wall also like a bacteria. Nucleus also like a bacteria. What we call it as? What type of nucleus it is? Prokaryotic type.
Yes, sir.
No nucleoprotein, no nuclear membrane, nucleolus. These all are absent. Do you know the difference between prokaryote and eukaryote?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nucleus.
Two nucleus.
Okay, that we will discuss later. Huh? And then where we stop? Here in the spores, no? Aplonospores, that means non-motile spores are called as aplonospores. That most of the spores are non-motile spores. that non-motile spores, aplanospores also called conidia, chlamydospores, conidiospores, iodospores, basidiospores, orthospores. These all are aplanospores. That means non-motile. They don't having the flagella. Okay. You know the conidiophores are present in Ascomycotina, Basidiomycotina, and Deuteromycotina fungi. Especially chlamydospores. That is most important. The chlamydospores. Chlamydospores means chlamydospores.
Thick-walled resting
Huh?
thick-walled resting spores.
Thick wall resting spores. Here and there, you see here and there, the thick wall resting spores are there in the thallus that are called as chlamydospore. The special structure resting spores. Okay. Iodias are present in iodia. Iodias also called as arthrospores. That means wet. Arthro means wet. Very minute, small spores. You see the small spores that are called as iodospores. You know the conidiospores are present in Aspergillus, Penicillium, conidiospores, conidia, which are having in the conidiophore. At the tip of the conidiophore, round globular conidias are present. You know the Aspergillus penicillium. What is the difference between Aspergillus and Penicillium? The Penicillium is biverticillate, Aspergillus is univerticillate. That means it having the 2, 3, third branches. That means the main conidiophore is divided into medullae, and medullae again is divided into frangula. Again upon that frangula, stigmata or frangula, on that it having the spores. It look like a brush. That's why we given the name it as penicillium. Penicillium means brush. Pencil, not pencil. Pencil in the Greek, pencil means brush.
Artist brush.
Yeah. That's why not toothbrush. Okay. That's why we given the name as penicillium. You know the penicillin, Alexander Fleming. Wonder drug, antibiotic. It saved so many soldiers in the Second World War time. Even now, we are using the penicillin. Whenever we get injured, damage, accidents, we used to take the TT injection. That is penicillin. Okay. Even from the 60, 70 years onwards, we are using that penicillin. Okay. And then, you know the homothallic and heterothallic. Homothallic means
Same type.
homo.
One type.
The different monoecious.
Different,
Monoecious means
male and female.
Having only one diploid phase that produce kinds of fusing in gametes.
monoecious means
Male and female flowers are present in one.
one. Yes. No means one.
Male and female reproductive organs are present in a single organ.
Organs are present. Both are present. That is monoecious. Usually you all confuse. Monoecious means unisexual, not unisexual, bisexual. Monoecious means bisexual. It having the two sex, male and female. Okay. Dioecious means
Only one male flower or
male
Male
and
and female reproductive organs are present.
present in different thallus. Either male or female sex organs are present in the thallus. That means unisexual. Unisex, single sex is present, either male or female. You don't confuse. Dioecious means unisexual. Monoisis means bisexual. Don't confuse. Okay.
Yes, sir. Could you give example for this dietitious?
For
Dietitious examples.
Ischius.
dioecious. Yeah, dioecious, especially this one, the mucor. Some of the stains of mucor mosquito. You know the heterothallism. Who discovered the heterothallism? Blacksley. A. Blacksley. That means two different stains. The plus stain and minus stain is separate. That means plus thallus and minus thallus is separate. Whenever the two opposite stains comes together, then only it made gametangelic ablation or somatogamy will take place. If the two same plus or minus stains comes together, that not fuse. Okay. That means you know the homothallic. That means all the monoisis always almost self-fertile. Mating time. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Bisido and heterothallic. You know, even in the Aspergillus and the mucor species, homothallic, heterothallic, both are there. Heterothallism. Who discovered the heterothallism? Alex Boyle, in the Rhizopus mucor, and also in the Saccharomyces. In the Saccharomyces. Okay. Heterothallism. First identified, first discovered by
Albert Blacksey.
yeah. Heterothallism is present in what you asked. That all the
Saccharomyces.
heterothallic are
All three, sir.
all the heterothallic are unisexual. That means dioecious. Di not dioecious. Okay. I expected you say easiest, but you are not. Okay, dioecious.
Dioecious.
Easiest means house. Two different houses. Oikos, easiest. You know the ecology word. How it came, from where it came from. Oikos, easiest, oikos, house. Okay. And then, you know, in the primitive fungi, especially in the sexual reproduction, the plasmogamy and karyogamy, meiosis, these three steps take place one after other immediately. But in higher fungi, it takes time in between the plasmogamy and karyogamy. That's why dichoriotization takes place. Dichoriotic thallus is present in Ascomycotin and Basidiomycotin, higher fungi only. If the karyogamy is delay, two nuclei from the various thallus will be there in the single cell. That is called as dichoriotization. What is called as? Dichoriotization is there in Ascomyces and Basidiomyces fungi. Okay. You know in the Ascomycotina, where the karyogamy will take place. The question raising so many times. Karyogamy will take place. Karyogamy will take place. That means nuclear fission. Combining, nuclear joining, nuclear fission of the opposite sex, male and female. Opposite stain is fusing in where?
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm. Special structure is there. Crow's ear. Hairpin-like structure. Crow's ear there. And that crow's ear, karyogamy will take place in the ascomycetes. The basidiomycetes, where it takes place? Where the karyogamy will take place in the basidiomycetes? The very important ascomycetes. Karyogamy will take place in ascomycetes. Where it is? The crow's ear.
Crozier.
Structure, hairpin-like structure. Not in the mycelium. Okay. You know, this question also raising in the ASCO might ask us how many ascospores are present. This question came so many times, raised so many times in the competitive exams. In each ascus of ascomycotina, ascomycetes, how many ascospores are present? 2, 4, 8, 16. Which one?
8, sir. 8.
8 spores. You don't forget. 8 spores are there in ascus. That is most important. This question so many times is coming. So many times, so much of the students are wrong answering. Okay. 8 spores. How many spores?
8.
8. Right. Okay. Okay. And then in the sexual reproduction types are there now in the fungi. How many types of the sexual reproductions are there in the fungi?
2 times. 5 types.
It is there here. At least by seeing your eyes are working.
Yes.
Yes, sir. 5 types. Yes, sir.
8 types. 8 types. What are those?
5, sir.
5.
That means
Five.
your eyes is not working.
5, sir.
I think 4, sir.
5 types are there. Here you see, could you able to see this? 1,
Yes,
2,
sir.
3, 4, 5. Could you able to see? You know, the primitive fungi, the planogametic copulation, that means motile gametes. Planogametic means motile gametes. Motile gametes fission is called as planogametic fission copulation. Planogametic copulation present in Masticomycetes fungi, flagellated fungi, zoosporic fungi. In the zoosporic fungi, planogametic copulation takes place. It having the flagellas. With the flagella, it moves together. You know, based upon the types are there, na? Isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy. The two equally move together. That is isogamy.
Isogamy.
If one is moving
Large,
more
small.
fast, the small size, other one is moving very slow with a
Anisogamy.
somewhat larger size. That is anisogamy, unequal size. Unequal movement, unequal size. Oogamy means the female
Female
large spores is
spores.
stable.
They
Only
come
gamete,
Moves.
male gamete stable. Male gamete only will motile.
female
Reach toward the female.
Not move.
That is oogamous. Okay. And the gametangial contact is present in albugo. You know the albugo. White rust. I already
Yes.
told you yesterday. White rust disease caused by albugo or cystopus.
Interest.
Phytophthora. Gametangial contact. That means two opposite stain gametes or comes together or raised from the side by side cells. That is gametangial contact, not the fusion, only contact, gametangial contact, just touch, gametangial contact. That is there in albugo, you have studied white rust disease. Huh? And gametangial copulation is there in the zygomystis fungi, Rhizopas, Mucor, two opposite stain, gametangias, progametangias comes together
And
and
formed from the gametangial tube, sir.
all will be dissolved and the two gametangias are fused and it form the zygospore. That's why we call it a zygomycotina. We form the zygospores. That's why we are calling it a zygomycotina. Okay. If it is forming the ascus like fruiting body, saucer shaped fruiting body, ascus, saucer shaped fruiting body, that all the fungi is called as ascomycetes. If it is forming the basidium, button shape or basidium fruiting bodies, that all called as basidiomycetes based upon their fruiting bodies. Mastigomycetes, zygomycetes, ascomycetes, basidiomycetes.
Basidiomycetes.
Mastigonyms, that means flagellated. Mastigos, mastigonyms, flagellas. Okay. Flagellated. And you know, the spermatization is present in ascomycetes fungi. The non-motile spores, non-motile minute spores form and the receptive hypae of the plastane. These two fuse and it form the zygote. That is spermatization, as like sperms. Okay. And you know, fungi, whenever it is developing from lower fungi to higher fungi, declining the sexual potentiality. You know, in the lower fungi, flagellas are there. But in the higher fungi, Basidiomycota, there is no separate sex organs. Male and female sex organs are absent. Only vegetative thallus, hypae, will come together and mate from the dichordization. Primary mycelium to primary mycelium will come together and it form the secondary mycelium. And again, secondary mycelium, it form the clamp connections. I already told you clamp connection, bypass, outer ring road. It form the bypass, outer ring roads from one cell to other cell. From the outside, it form the hook-like structures. That hook interconnect the two cells. That is clamp connections. That is present in Basidiomycetes. Okay, we are, if you go like this, it takes so much of the time, na? Oh. Okay. You know the spores, sexual spores of the fungi. Zygospores, which are there in the Rhizopas, Mucor, in the Zygomycotina. Ascospores, which are released from the ascus-like fruiting body. That are there in the ascomycetes. Already told you where, how many? Each ascus contain how many? Already told you this.
8 asks.
8 ascospores. Where the karyogamy, nuclear fission is taking place at the
Crosier.
crosier. These 2 points are very, very important. 8 spores, the each ascus, and the karyogamy, nuclear fission is taking place in the crosier. These are very, very important in the Ascomycotina general character. Okay. And then Basidiospores that form the special basidium, button-shaped structure. And the basidium, how many basidial spores are present? This also question raised from the each basidium. How many basidial spores? How many? 4. How many?
4, sir.
4 basidiospores. 8 ascospores, 4 basidiospores. You should remember.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
From the each basidium, 4 basidiospores. The question raised from each basidium, how many basidiospores are formed? 2, 4, 8. Like that, they ask the question. From the each ascus, how many ascospores are forming? How many ascospores are present in the ascus? 2, 4, 8, 16.
4.
These two are very, very important. Okay, based upon the basidiospores formation, you know the two types are there, na? Hollow basidium and pragmobasidium. If it has no septa, that is hollow basidium. Basidio, if it don't having the septa, directly it form the 4 spores that are called as hollow basidium. If it having the pragma septa, that is called as pragmobasidium. You know the pragmobasidium is present in Puccinia. Puccinia, you know the basidiospores are formed. Basidiospores are there or not in the Puccinia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, and then where we are. Okay, you see the gametangial copulation. It is there in the zygomyces. 2 opposite stains join together and it forms the zygospore. Okay, and the gametangial contact side by side. It is there in the albugo. And then you see here the spermatium, small minute spores, which are coming to the receptor hyphae. And you see here in the advanced fungi, higher fungi, there is no sex organs, only the mycelium, which is joining by the conjugation like tubes like structures, hypal conjugations. You see here, primary mycelium, it is forging, interchanging of the nucleus, dichordation is taking place, so that it forming the secondary mycelium. Secondary mycelium again it forming the clamp connections, so that it forming the basidium, button shaped body. Okay, that we already discussed. This all we already discussed. Dioecious means unisexual, monoecious means bisexual. Okay, one more thing very important. Parasexuality. Who identified the parasexuality first? Parasexuality identified in which fungi? First, parasexuality identified by Pentacarvo and Roper. Who is that? Who is that?
Pentacarpo and Rupert.
Pentacarvo and Roper. Pentacarvo and Roper identified the parasexuality. That means it's not a true sexual reproduction, but whatever the actions, whatever the functions which occur in the sexual reproduction, that all takes place, but it having the gap time. That's why we call it as parasexuality, equal to sexual reproduction, not perfect sexual reproduction, equal to sexuality. That's why para. Besides, equal. Parasexuality. Parasexuality discovered by Pentacarvo and Roper in 1952 in Aspergillus nidulans. You know, the other questions also raised. What is the perfect stage of Aspergillus? This question raised so many times in the competitive exams. Perfect stage of Aspergillus. Perfect stage means? Perfect stage means sexual reproduction.
reproduction. Imperfect stage ante
If it is having the sexual reproduction, that is the perfect stage.
perfect.
Asexual stage is called as imperfect stage. It's the imperfect fungi. Which group of fungi is called as imperfect fungi?
Asexual reproduction
Which group?
group is asked.
Which group of fungi? This question raised so many times. Which group of fungi is called as imperfect fungi? Which group of fungi is called as dustbin fungi? Dustbin fungi.
Deuteromyces.
Yes, Deuteromycotina, Deuteromyces fungi. The Deuteromyces, usually whenever the fungi are discovered, the first, they keep it in the Deuteromycotina group first. After identification of the sexual reproduction, sexual spores, then it change into other group based upon the spores. If it having the motile spores, that change into Masticomycotina. If it having the zygospores, change into Zygomycotina. If it having the ascospores, change it to Ascomycotina. If it having the Basidiospores, change it to Basidiomycotina. But first, whatever the fungi identified, that keep it in the Deuteromycotina group. That's why we call it dustbin fungi. Dustbin. And imperfect fungi. There is no sexual stage is present in the Deuteromyces fungi. That is also most important. Which group of fungi is called as imperfect fungi? Which group of fungi is called as a dustbin fungi? Okay. Parasexuality identified in Aspergillus. Okay. Parasexuality first identified by Pentacarva and Roper. Okay. Is also most important question. You know the perfect stage of penicillium? Already you don't say, you didn't say to me the Aspergillus perfect stage. Aspergillus perfect stage. Emersella nudulans. Perfect stage of Aspergillus is Emersella nudulans. Aspergillus nudulans perfect stage is Emersella nudulans. Okay. That also question, important question. Perfect stage of Aspergillus. Perfect stage of Penicillium. Toleromyces. Perfect stage of Penicillium is Toleromyces. Okay. You know the perfect stage of Helminthosporium. You know, earlier we studied it as a Pyriclaria. Okay. Oh, it's taking much time. You know, I already told you the clamp connections, bypass, highways, outer ring roads, which connect two side-by-side cells. That is called as not outer ring road, not bypass. It is a clamp connection. With that clamp connection, exchange of the nucleus take place, dichordation is take place. That is there in the Basidiomycotina fungi, Basidiomasters. Okay. And then the sexual spores, fruiting bodies,
Cinema.
fungi. Cinema, not Chinnama, not Pedama. Okay. Cinema. Cinema. What type of the protein body it is?
Foliophores.
Cinema is like a bloomstick. It all the spores are attached at the one space, and the typical tops will be open. Okay, that we call it as cinema. And you know the sporodochium. I will show the pictures so that you can easily. Cushion-shaped brooding bodies. You see here, the cinema is as like a broomstick, cheeberkatta, broomstick like structure.
Yes,
That is
yes.
called as cinema fruiting body. And sporodochium, you see the cushion-like structure. At the middle, it having the cushions, and at the tip, it having the spores, ball-like spores. That is sporodochium. And then you know the pycnidium. Acervulus, pycnidium. Do you know or not? You have studied it. There's all the things now. Just to only reminding it is. Okay. Pycnidium. Here you see the pycnidium, flask-shaped fruiting body. Pycnidium, flask-shaped fruiting body is called as pycnidium, which is present in Homa, Phytopthera, Leptostegia, Ascostema. You know the acervulus, saucer-like fruiting body, acervulus. Acervulus, common type of the brooding body in the Ascomycotina. You know, you might have studied the Coledotrichum, Cercospora, saucer-like brooding bodies. Saucer, ginne, bowl, like brooding bodies are called as acervulus. These are there in the Coledotrichum. You know the Coledotrichum palcatum, which cause disease is what is red rot of sugarcane. Okay, and the sorus. Sorus means if the spores, all the spores are in
Group of spores.
the single sporangial heap, that is sorus.
Or
Okay.
sori.
Sori, single is sori, sorus.
Group of spores, sir.
What happened?
Group of spores is called sori or sorus.
Yeah. The sexual fruiting bodies, I already told you, pycnidium, ecium, Clistothecium, ascocar. These are the types. You know the perithecium, apothecium. These are the types of the fruiting bodies. You know the perithecium is present in, or apothecium is present in. Like that, they ask the question. Perithecium is a flask-shaped fruiting body. You see here, the apothecium, Clistothecium. You know the Clistothecium is present in Aspergillus penicillium. Clistothecium fruiting body. Perithecium, flask shape. Apothecium, saucer shape, cup shape. Okay. Oh, it's taking much time. You know, we will go for the classification. Whose classification we are following? The fungi?
Ainsworth.
Ainsworth classification. Whose classification?
Ainsworth classification.
Ainsworth classified the fungi into two main
Divisions.
divisions. What are those?
Myxomyces.
Myxomycota and Eumycota. Myxomycota means false. Myxo means false. They don't having the cell wall. There is no specific structure. The thallus, we call it as plasmodium. Plasmodium type thallus is present in
Myxomycota.
Myxomycota. That you have to remember. Plasmodium. You know the Plasmodium?
Yes, sir.
Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivacia, Plasmodium protozoan. Now, Plasmodium which cause which disease?
Plasmodial diseases.
Plasmodium disease. Huh?
No, sir. Plasmodium cause the disease అని చెప్తున్నా.
Ah,
Malaria.
malaria. Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax. You know Ross cycle. Sir Ronald Ross. Okay, we have to stick to this botany, na? Which having the Plasmodium like jelly-like uneven shape, structure, thallus. That is myxomycota. Which having the specific cell wall, typical cell wall structure. That all colors Eumycota. True fungi. Eumycota means U means
True.
not you, not me. U means true. Eumycota. True fungi. True fungi again divided into
True fungi.
what are those? I already explained so many times.
Five
What
classes.
we have discussed till
Master-
now.
Na zygomycota.
Zygomycotina, Ascomycotina, Basidiomycotina, Deuteromycotina.
5 classes.
Deutero?
Mycotina.
Dustbin fungi, imperfect fungi. Masticomycotina, I already told you, which having the masticonemes, that means flagellas. Production of juice spores fungi. Okay. Zygospores.
Excuse me, sir.
Which fungi which form the zygospores? That all comes under Zygomycotina, Rhizopas, Mucor. Ascomycotina, sexual spores, ascospores.
Excuse me, sir.
What?
Excuse me, sir. Zoom your screen. Not audible to see.
Not audible.
Zoom. Zoom
Okay,
your screen.
Mr. Azmir, I will send this YouTube video link. Don't worry. Nara sir, please continue.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Why it is not audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. But
No, it is
It-
clearly audible because
But,
due to his internet issue. Please, you
Okay.
proceed.
Which forming the ascospores. How many ascospores are formed? I already told you just now. 8 ascospores in each ascus.
it asks us.
Where the karyogamy, where the nuclear fission is taking place in the Ascomycotina? Crozier, not in the mycelium, not in the thallus. The special structure, hairpin-like, hook-like structure.
Crozier.
The dichordization. Okay. After the dichordization, karyogamy will take, that means nuclear fission will take place, and then diploid nucleus will be formed. From the dichordic to diploid. And in the, where the nuclear fission will take place in the Basidiomycotina? Where?
Yes, sir.
Basidium. Where it is? Secondary mycelium before forming the basidium. Tertiary mycelium also called as basidium. Primary mycelium fuse, it forms the secondary mycelium. The secondary mycelium, plasmogamy will take place. And at the formation of the tertiary mycelium basidium, the nuclear fission karyogamy will take place. The secondary mycelium dichordization will take place. Where it forms the basidiospores, that all the group of fungi is called as Basidiomycotina. How many basidiospores are formed from each basidium?
4.
4. 8 ascospores, 4 basidiospores. Okay.
Yes,
In which fungi sexual reproduction is absent or not yet identified, that all grouped into Deuteromycotina. That's why we named it as dustbin fungi. It absent the sexual reproduction. That means perfect stage is absent. That's why we call it as imperfect fungi or dustbin fungi. Okay. And then, now the advanced classification is there, that is Uptal classification. Association of fungal taxonomies. Uptal. Uptal classification, that is based upon molecular study, molecular identification, not based upon morphology, based upon molecular identification. The new type of taxonomy, new type of classification, that is Uptal classification. Now we are following for the classification of fungi. Okay. I already told you this all. Mystozoa, Myxomycota. We also called it as slime molds. It locks cell wall. Already told you cell wall-less fungi. Plasmodium fungi. Huh? Which one? Mastomycotina? Zygomycotina? Basidiomycotina? Which group?
Sir,
Myxomycotina. Myxomastous fungi are called as slime mold. It lacks cell wall. That means cell wall absent. And the body, thallus body is plasmodium. These 3 points, very, very important. Plasmodium like structure is present in Myxomycota. Slime molds are called as Myxomycota. Cell wall-less fungi are Myxomycota. These 3 structures. What happened? Okay, let it be. And then I already told you the Zygomycotina divide based upon the flagella, Chytridiomystis, Hypochytridiomystis, Oomystis. The one flagella in the posterior side, Chytridiomystis, anterior side, Hypochytridiomystis. The 2 flagella are there, that is Oomystis. Already told you. And the Zygomycotina, this also this all I explained already. Zygomystis fungi also called as Phycomystis, algal fungi. Zygomystis fungi also called as which group of fungi also called as Phycomystis? Algal fungi. This question is raising so many times. Algal fungi. That means algae fungi are mixed. Algae-like structure. It having the algal-like structure. Zygomystis fungi is called as Phycomystis. Phyco means
ficus means
Plant.
yes. Phyco means algae. Study about the algae is called as
phycology.
not phycology. Phycology. Phycology కాదు. Okay na? Study about the algae is called as phycology. Algae. Algae like fungi is called as Phycomystis. Mystis means fungi, molds. Phyx means algae. Phycomystis. Okay. And then already discussed this, all the points already discussed. Ascomycotina, sac fungi, saucer-like fruiting body. How many? 8 ascospores. Okay. And nuclear fusion takes place in the crozier is all are already completed. And Basidiomycotina, club fungi, bracket fungi, club fungi, mushrooms, toadstools, fub balls. These all are belongs to Basidiomystis.
Button stage.
Which group of fungi is called as toadstools? Which group of fungi is called as fub balls? Which group of fungi is called as club fungi?
Basidiomycotina.
All these answer is Basidiomycota. Okay. Button fungi, toadstools, fub balls. You know the geostar, at star. Okay, touch tools for balls, rust and smuts. These questions also raising. Ruts is called rust disease. Smuts. What is the difference between rust and smut? Rust disease caused by uridinales fungi. Smut disease caused by eucinogenales fungi. This is also most important. Rust disease caused by uridinales.
Puxini.
Smut disease caused by eucinogenales. You know the smut means black powdery. Katika. Katika antama?
ఒక తెగులు.
Smut of sorghum, smut of bajra, smut of smut. Katika tegulu. Jonna katika tegulu. Specialotheca sorghai. Fungi.
Arachis cyclium.
Disease, arachis.
Arachis పైన వస్తుంది సార్.
Arakisa.
No, sir.
Arachis groundnut na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then Deuteromycotina imperfect fungi, I already told you. These again divide into three: hypomycetes, coelomycetes, and agonomycetes. If it having the conidia, that all comes under hypomycetes. And the conidia, bone and pycnidium or acervuli, that are called as coelomycetes. That means there is no spores are not coming out. These are there inside the thallus. You know the anamorph and telomorph. I already told you, telomorph. That means perfect stage. Perfect
Sexual,
stage. Telomorph means perfect stage.
sexual reproduction.
Aspergillus is, I already told you. Emersella. Perfect stage of penicillium is Toleromyces. I already told you. These two are very important. Perfect stage of Aspergillus is, the question raised so many times. Emersella. Perfect stage of penicillium is Toleromyces. Okay. These three are important: anamorph, telomorph, holomorph. Okay, this is the Haptal classification. What I told you, Haptal classification based upon molecular structure. Haptal classification. Okay, assembling of fungal tree of life. This is the phylogenetic classification of fungi based upon molecular phylogeny analysis. That is Haptal classification. Haptal means not after all. It is not after all, Haptal. Assembling the fungal tree of life. The modern type of fungal taxonomy is Haptal. Okay. These are some of the fungi: Aspergillus, the Penicillium, Pecilomyces. You know, these are so many importance are there. There is not important in our PG level. You know the Trichoderma, the biopesticide, Fusarium and Trichoderma. These two we are using as a biopesticides. And Alternaria, Carvularia, Cladosporium. You know the Rhizopus, bread mold, Rhizopus mucor, bread mold, black mold. Candida, you know the Candida itches. Oh, so much of the time is there, na? Shall we continue tomorrow? Up to not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Monday.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's taking a lot of time. Huh? Myself also have to explain actually. It's taken much time. Okay.
Sir,
What happened?
nothing is happened, but thank you from my side for clear explanation point to point.
Okay then. Nice. Only thing is you have to keep on mind on the topic. You don't go away from the topic so that you can easily remember for the long time.
Yes, sir. One thing have a small doubt about this topic. Is this topic related to final year students or second year students?
No, it's for first year students.
Huh?
First year topics are not.
first year topics, sir. These are
Yeah, you are not studied in the first year.
studied, but in that time already. But I have done exam, but I having doubt about it. Some names are different, na. I heard everything, but I feeling some newly words, so I feeling this doubt.
Okay, okay.
These are the basics for this class, na.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I know second largest group of living organism.
Yeah, just in classes during that we have learnt only some important.
Yeah, in
That's
the
it.
classes, in the classes you study only theory point of view.
Yeah.
Here also I can say in the theory point of view that no use. Only time
Yeah.
waste.
It's correct, sir. 100% definitely it's correct. Some of
Okay,
the points are getting easy. Some of the some points are feeling unknown points.
yeah.
And I hope you are well experienced to explain this, and thank you from my side, and a good explanation in point to point.
I expect you all have to remember for the long time. Whenever you
Yeah, sir. Definitely.
that must be a
Definitely, sir.
not only for the competitive purpose. In all the
Okay,
things
sir.
to be.
But I have missed some